We are standing at the edge of a wellness revolution, and it's not louder, faster, actually, quieter. The thing is that these aren't failures, these are signals. And that's probably the major shift, that absence of action. Quiet is the. We are standing at the edge of a wellness revolution, and it's not louder, faster, or more optimized. It's actually quieter. In this final part of the series, this effortless healing series that I've been doing on my Substack, Embrace Your Healing Journey, and on my Substack platform at the same time, it's that's called Healing from Within. So it doesn't matter where you're listening from. I'm going to show you why quiet is becoming the most powerful healing tool that we have, especially in a world that asks us to keep tracking, keep fixing, and trying harder. And if you've been craving a gentler and more effective way to heal, this is one that helps you to finally tune out the noise and actually focus on what really matters, then this episode will feel like coming home. But before we get started and before we dive in, I'm going to share a short poem from one of my favorite authors, poets. Her name is Donna Ashworth, and I share her poems and I share her writings in multiple podcasts and letters. And this one is called Unstoppable. And every time I read it, it reminds me that healing is not about resilience in the way that we are usually taught, not to give up, keep pushing, keep trying harder, keep trying to fix it, but it's actually about remembering the power in our pause. So this poem is called Unstoppable. Unstoppable, they called her. But I saw her stop. I saw her stop many, many times. Sometimes I thought she had stopped for good. But no, she always found a way to resurrect, to rise again. Not the same, never, never the same. Each time, a little more determined and a little less vulnerable. Unstoppable, they said, but I think it was in the stopping that she found her power. What a beautiful way of articulating the fact that when we pause, when we reconnect with ourselves, when we make sense of what our body is trying to tell us, there is so much power that we hold, right? And we are drowning out in a world of noise. So we usually don't know this. We are not taught how to listen to our bodies, and we are not taught to even to find a way to cut through this noise and find the signal. So that's the reason that we keep trying harder, but we don't become unstoppable by trying harder. We become unstoppable by allowing ourselves to stop, right? Poem that I wanted to start with, and that's exactly what this final episode and post in this series is all about. And if you're listening to this, there is a very good chance that you might have had your own versions of these pauses too, whether intentionally or unintentionally. So maybe your energy has been unpredictable lately. Some days it has been great, and other days not so much. And you're sort of not, you don't know which day is going to, you will have more energy to do more things, and which day you will not. And maybe a digestion has been a bit off, maybe more bloating, more gas, maybe a bit of stomach pain, and that makes your meals feel uncertain. Or maybe your sleep hasn't been restorative, and it leaves you feeling tired even after a full night's sleep. Or maybe your mind has felt foggy and less and more scattered. And it's hard to make decisions that we trust when our mind feels that way. So the thing is that these aren't failures, these are signals. And that's probably the major shift that you will need to make when in this particular session. And if you've been following this series, so episode 75 on how to heal naturally in an artificial world, which is chapter 13 on my Substack, or episode 76 on teaching AI to listen like a healer, which is also chapter 14 on my Substack. I do these so that even you can listen to this on audio, or you can watch this, or you can read it on Substack. So I do these multiple formats, but it doesn't really matter where you are listening or watching. What I want you to know is this: these symptoms are not signs of failures, they are signals. They are signals of the deeper issues that we have been sort of focusing on in these episodes, in this series, that your body has been living inside too much noise. The rushing, the pressure to keep up, the pressure to fix something, to try harder, to the constant monitoring, the tracking. It's something, and we get a feeling that healing is going to be possible through more and more effort. And in this case, we are exploring how modern wellness has become much more louder than our inner cues, and it's drowning out these messages. And it's pulling us away from the one relationship that is the most important part in our healing journey, the relationship with your body. And it's not that the symptoms is not that your body is malfunctioning so much as the system is overwhelmed, right? And it's only when you start to listen, when you pay attention, and you find a way to reconnect with your body, that you know the path forward. So your body has been operating in survival mode, and that's what comes out in the form of signals. So whether it's the fatigue, whether it's the brain fog, whether it's a digestive discomfort, whether it's a restlessness, whether it's inflammation, these are all signs that your body is asking you for support, for a different way of healing, not because you're broken. And if you're honest with yourself, you've probably tried quite a few things to in things that right? And you're trying your best. So maybe you've cleaned up your diet, maybe you've removed gluten, dairy, soy, maybe all at once, and you've tried new supplements, you've tried new protocols, you've spent hours researching your symptoms, and you've compared protocols, you have gone through often conflicting advice. That's the other problem. There's so many conflicting advice. There's this diet and that diet, there's intermittent fasting, no fasting, weight training, not so much or hit training. So there's so much of conflicting advice that's there. Or maybe you turn to trackers, and you are tracking and you're optimizing, right, every single marker. Or you double down on discipline and you're adding more protocols, more things on your plate. But all those well intentioned tools, no matter how well intentioned they are, they ultimately become noise, right? It's more pressure, more opinions drowning out your own opinion. And it's your opinion and it's your insights that actually should matter the most. And you end up with more information but less clarity, more effort but less ease, more doing but not enough shifting. And that's where the problem lies. So, and you felt stuck. But what if, so if fixing, perfecting, and pushing is not the answer, what is, right? You need a way of healing that helps you to turn down the noise, right? Not add to it. A way that brings you back to yourself, back to your body, and helps you rebuild that connection with your body, rebuild that trust and that relationship. And that starts with something incredibly simple. It starts by paying attention, by listening. Yeah, it starts by reconnecting, it starts by simplifying, and it starts by sustaining, right? So these are the three actually pillars of my body wise healing framework. So it's reconnect, simplify, and sustain, and it all comes when you start listening. So this is what it looks like in real life. You pause before you push, before you take that one more step, that one more rep, that one more thing that you add to your plate. Instead of forcing your way through exhaustion, discomfort, you ask your body what it needs in that moment. You reduce inputs instead of adding more. You let go of the noise, and you notice your body's signal instead of overriding them like you've done before. Whether it's through medication, whether it's through supplements, it doesn't really matter how you have overridden your body's signals. What matters is that you start tuning into it. So whether it's a tight chest, a tired mind, the fatigue, right, a bit of pain, a bit of headache, these aren't annoyances to power through. These are the signals that I'm talking about. And if and you choose these small sustainable shifts, it's not about these giant steps that you need to take. Like overhauling your entire life is not where you begin. And this is where nervous system safety is built in. Your body cannot heal unless it starts to feel safe. And all of this, I know, sounds very gentle. It sounds probably counterintuitive because that's not what you've been told. You've been told that you have to do these five different things in order to get well. And what I am saying is sort of the opposite. But you will know it when you actually do it, when you take that next step. And you can sort of experiment on yourself, right? But because what you will realize is that while these are very gentle, what I'm talking about, it is actually very profoundly effective too. Because finally, because you're listening to your body and you're actually doing what it needs right now, that is when the things start to shift. Right? That is when your body moves finally from the fight or flight mode, where it cannot heal, where it cannot recover, where it cannot, when it cannot repair itself, and you switch to the rest and digest mode, the relaxation response mode. So healing is not about doing more, it's about listening better. And when your body feels heard, it finally starts to heal. And here's why this shift matters so much, because when you stop living inside the noise, that wellness noise, the mental clutter, trying out so many different things, your body finally gets the chance to exhale. Right? It's sort of, it's been holding on this breath for so long, waiting for your response, waiting for your attention, waiting for you to, sort of start looking inside for answers rather than outside all the time. So all those, and again, I always say that it's never an either or approach. It's never that should I be going in for a treatment, should I be meeting with experts, especially when you're dealing with a chronic diagnosis or a chronic health issues. You should be meeting with doctors and experts. You should be receiving and looking for medical help from medical professionals. It's never either or. At the same time, this is what you also need to be doing, right? Pretty much simultaneously. Both have its roles, because you often need medications to stem or prevent further damage. And I work mostly with women with autoimmune conditions, so there's a lot going on. There's a lot of cellular damage, which leads to tissue damage, which leads to organ damage. So yes, they do need medications to stem that damage, right? To start feeling better, to start doing the things that I'm asking them to do, that I'm asking you to do. At the same time, they can continue to take these steps, right? You can continue to take the steps that I'm asking, because it's all very simple, it's all very intuitive, right? Your body can lead the way, it knows how. You have not been taught how to listen. So, and that's what I hope you're getting out of this entire series. And what happens is that when you start doing that, you will realize that your nervous system has softened, your digestion has improved, your energy levels have become more predictable, and you begin to recognize yourself again. Because quiet is not about doing less. Quiet is about giving your body the space to tell you the truth, right? To share with you, so that the whispers do not become screams in the future. And this is what we have been building across the last two episodes, episode 75 and 76. And this entire series has been preparing to see your body, the relationship with your body, very differently. And how the way you bring this into your daily life, in a sustainable body led way, can be so transformative. And it's that work that I'm pouring into what I'll be releasing next year. And it's going to be, I'm going to give you a sneak peek soon, in the days to come, in the weeks to come. So early next year, I'll be unveiling this brand new, it's going to be a revolutionary kind of product. And it's going to help you with this intuitive self-healing space that I was talking about, learning to listen to yourself. And it's going to help you with that, with daily reflection tools, etc. So I'm really, really excited, working behind the scenes, working with a group of women who are helping me to shape it, women just like you. And it's going to be called the Effortless Healing Companion. But I'm going to share that with you in the weeks to come. But for today, if you're listening right now and your body is saying that I don't want to do this alone anymore, here is what you can do. You can use the link below, and you just sign up for a free 20-minute clarity call. And I'm opening up a limited number of calls for the remainder of this month. It's a gentle pressure free space to explore what's going on, what your body has been trying to tell you, and understand what your next step should be. So there are no plans to download, no protocols to follow, unless you want to. And it's a very, very safe and very gentle space. It's filled with clarity and compassion. So if your body feels a little lighter just by hearing that, trust it, right? And you can book your clarity call using the link in the show notes below. And I want to thank you for being here for this episode, but not just for this episode or this post, but for the entire journey. And you will notice that I have not shared anything in this series about making you work harder. It's about bringing you back to your body, to what your body has been whispering all along. Quiet is not the absence of action. quiet is the presence of clarity. And that's what I hope you've got out of this episode, this post, and your body will give you that clarity, mind you. Right? It's, and this episode will show you the way. And I want you to carry this one thing with you as we close this chapter. Your body is not asking you to be stronger, it is asking you to be softer. It is asking you to be more connected, and it's asking you to trust its messages, the signals that it's giving you. So even if this episode helped, if it helped you a little, if it helped you to exhale, let it be a sign that you're on the right path. Right? And as I shared, you can book a free 20-minute clarity call. I'll have shared that, I'll share that link in the notes below, in the post below. And here's the body wise wrap up. Here's what we covered today. Number one, your symptoms aren't failures, they are signals. So whether it's fatigue, fog, digestive discomfort, energy unpredictability, they are all signals that your body has been trying to speak through the noise. Number two, the real problem isn't your body, it's the noise around it. So this rushing, this overthinking, this following too many protocols, and the constant pressure has put your system into survival mode, and you now need to deal with it. Number three, what you've tried so far hasn't worked because it added more noise. So you have to learn how to cut out this noise, and you have to focus on the signal. Number four, the shift that actually creates healing is quiet. I hope that's a crux of this episode, this post. So I hope that that's something that you've sort of understood by now. Number five, healing becomes possible when you reconnect, simplify, and sustain. This is the foundation of my body wise healing framework. This is the effortless healing philosophy, the movement that I am building for women all across the world. And as I said, I am building a product, a kind of very revolutionary product that I'll be bringing soon. So make sure that you are following this, subscribing to Healing from Within, or subscribing to my podcast, so that you are you can stay in touch. And if you don't have to figure this all out alone, so if you are ready to get some clarity right today, then you can actually use the link below to sign up for a free 20 minutes clarity call. Right? And that is what will help you understand what your next step should be. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon in the next one.